This week on The Real Housewives of Potomac.
And they have our ladies, no, no. The event is almost over. One second. Please leave. We came to support you. William! Okay, so.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the new episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac. That's Season 9, Episode 2. Let's get right into this. You guys, I am so happy that Housewives Sundays are back. This was a great episode. So, it starts by finishing off with where we left off last week. They're at this little birthday party that Gizelle threw for Karen, and Karen and Gizelle tag teamed Mia, and they told her that they thought that the drama surrounding her separation was just messy, and that by bringing up the paternity of her child to the public, Mia was not protecting her children, which they are correct. I mean, this is gonna last forever, and like to put something so sensitive out there like that, yeah, they're correct, but I think that their delivery was definitely a little harsh. So Mia got very upset and she left crying to the restroom. When she comes back, Karen and Gizelle do apologize because it wasn't their intention to say that Mia was a bad mother. Gizelle then continues to pass around her hats because she was giving each of the ladies different hats, and she was being very cordial to Wendy and tells Wendy that she would like to meet her the next day to talk about their friendship. Wendy looks so happy. So it ended pretty well. The Grand Dame also seems to think that this went well for her, having to answer about her DUI. I'm sure she thinks that this is the end of ever having to talk about it, but I think she's going to be very sadly mistaken. The next day, Wendy and Gizelle meet up to have lunch. You know, I am so surprised at the way that Giselle is being so, like, just doing the bare minimum, like saying hi to Wendy, acknowledging her. It's surprising because for like the past 2 years, Giselle has tried to ignore Wendy's existence, like not even turn to look at her direction. I don't think she even want to breathe the same air as her. So they're there, they're ordering some food, and I've always said that the one thing about Giselle Bryant that I love is that she can order some good food. So Giselle says that Wendy, a lot of the times, has talked to her in a demeaning way. And she doesn't like that. Wendy says that what she doesn't like about Giselle is the way that she has made her feel alienated. Giselle says, okay, she receives that, and if she ever has a problem with Wendy, she will no longer ignore her. She will bring it up at the moment. And the conversation went super well. And again, because it's been such a long time of them being enemies, for them to all of a sudden click in a simple lunch is crazy. Like, if you would have seen this scene, and you had never watched the show for like the past 3 seasons, you would not believe that these two have been fighting for a while. I know that this was Wendy's wet dream because we know that she's been dying to get Giselle's attention, to get her approval on the show. Let's keep it real, people. But yeah, it went the way they just resolved that was instantly. I thought they were gonna go, because again, it's a long beef. I thought they were going to go over how it started, what happened. Nope, none of that. And then they start gossiping about Mia and Ink. Listen, if there's one thing that Gizelle Bryant is going to do with you, is gossip. So they talk about Ink, about his size, how he and Mia don't see eye to eye, literally, which, at least Wendy and Giselle had a few laughs. Before I move on, though, I do want to say, let this be a lesson. This is why it's so important not to get so caught up on these dumb shows. The last 2 to 3 seasons, the Wendy fans have lost their minds over Giselle, writing up petitions to fire her, threatening to boycott, and now look at y'all. Y'all look dumb as hell. Your fave is now becoming friends with the one y'all were fighting. So, moral of the story, take these reality shows with a grain of salt. They're here for entertainment, not for us to get so caught up in our feelings. And who knows, maybe a Giselle and Wendy duo will be pretty fun. The next scene is Stacey. She has an au pair who is Colombian, I believe. So in this little scene, they're making arepas, which is a traditional dish in that country. And Stacey's daughter is biracial. Her mother is Black American from Detroit, and her dad is German. And this little girl is trilingual. English, German, and Spanish. I literally applaud Stacey for teaching her daughter more than one language and opening her mind up to cultures. I love that because I find it a lot of United people from the United States are so self-centered that they practically know nothing. Man, ask an American to tell you the difference between race, ethnicity, nationality. I guarantee you most will not know. Stacey, the okay, so she's not telling her daughter about the divorce until they have reached a final decision on the custody agreements and all that. And I think that's a good idea, try and mitigate the damage of that. Stacey has two homes and an apartment. She does share a home with her husband occasionally, not really. For now, what they're telling the daughter is that when one parent is not physically there, they're telling her that that parent is off to work. Stacey says that her former husband is already meeting people, and as we will find out later, she is as well. Also, I gotta say, Stacey is really pretty. Every once in a while, I kind of see a certain likeness of Stacey to Kenya Moore. Anyone else see that? All right, so moving on. Kriana. She goes over to Karen's house. They're pretty close, mainly because Karen took care of her when Kriana was acting a fool in the club and decided to fight Ashley's friends. But that's in the past. Kriana is now full-time housewife. We're getting to know more about her. She recently moved with her boyfriend Greg to his house. Greg looks older than her, but there's no ring. Maybe soon, I don't know. But wait, y'all. When Karen tells Kriana about the party that she just had with the hats, well, it turns out Gizelle didn't invite Kriana. Karen then says that at the moment she needs to figure out what people ride or die for her, which, like I said last week, sounds like she's expecting blind loyalty. Then we see Ashley go over to Stacey's house. They have known each other from the past. Ashley worked for Fox 5, so I guess that they must have crossed paths since Stacey is like that's her profession, like being a journalist. So they go on a walk, and I told y'all people don't know nothing. Stacey asks Ashley, "What's your nationality?" And Ashley says, "Black and white." I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's race, not nationality." I'm telling y'all. But it was a very serious conversation because, yes, Ashley is biracial, and her boys are like a quarter black, I guess. And she says, like if you were to look at them, you would probably think that they're fully white. And Ashley says that they are not because of that, they're not super connected with the black side that they have. And Ashley says that she does try to, have them in the loop of the culture because, of course, that's really important. Stacey brought that up because she too wants her daughter to be proud of being black because she has a black mother, and I'm really glad that these parents are making sure that their children are proud of their roots. I do see how it can be very challenging when the kids are biracial, and probably even more when they have parents that are separated. But anyway, Stacey also tells Ashley that she is talking to somebody. They met at work. His name is TJ. They started off as friends, and now they have come to the terms that they love each other. He's very spiritual. He's very Christian, so they haven't had sex, which that's great. I love that. Ashley, not so much, but we'll see what happens. Karen goes over to Giselle's house, and Gizelle, oh my, I'm telling y'all, she's so messy. She never fails to disappoint us with her messiness. So she asking Karen, "How did you get here? Did you drive? Did an Uber bring you?" She's also making some cookies for Karen, which I love that she did that. But here come the BS. Okay, so Gizelle asks Karen how did she like her party. Karen says that because Gizelle made a joke about a non-alcoholic drink, that to her it felt like an inquisition of her. Trust me, Karen, given what you did, that was no damn inquisition. Gizelle informs Karen that her and Wendy met and they talked things through. And I already said it 1,000 times already, but them being able to be on the same page so fast is crazy. Giselle asks Karen about Jacqueline, and Karen is a little mad at her. She says, "Well, to be honest with you, Giselle, Jacqueline's in timeout." Why is she in timeout? Well, because Jackie made a comment at the party about wanting to wait to see what the outcome of the case was. Karen again says that people need to be loyal to her regardless of what the results of the case are. Karen also asks Gizelle why Kriana wasn't invited, and Gizelle says, no, there's no beef. Don't assume there's beef. The reason she wasn't invited was because Gizelle could only invite a certain amount of people to that certain room that they were renting, and that's why she didn't invite her. But she will invite her to her upcoming event. They're having a GNA event, but Gizelle's also going to be partnering up with a National Tumor Society because this is very dear and near to her heart because of her father, and she wants to raise awareness. Karen tells Gizelle that she is going to be getting an award on Friday, which happens to be the same day of Gizelle's event. It's an award for like entrepreneur women that give back to their community. But y'all, Gizelle was definitely not feeling Karen. Either it was she didn't like her getting the award or it being on the same day as her event. Alright, so then the next day, it's very early in the morning, 6 a.m., and then there's a text sent by Karen where she is saying that there are going to be two events happening at the same time this day. So she will be providing transportation for the women to go to her event and then go to Gizelle's event. Listen, Karen wants people at her event, and I get it. That's understandable. She's getting an award, but Gizelle's not happy about this at all. So later that day, Gizelle makes her way to the event. Like I said, this is very dear and near to her heart because her dad's brain tumor was detected, and 12 days later, he dies. 12 days, you guys, that's such a short time. So any type of prevention that, maybe having people be able to detect this sooner, to get it treated sooner, anything like that can help. So she's really trying to do this. Ashley gets there and Gizelle says to her, I want to be honest with you, I don't want to see none of them hoes, because the ladies had already agreed to come to this event. Like, this had been an event that had already been set for a while. So for Karen to pop up at 6 in the morning and say come to my event, that's making her mad. So it's currently 6:30. Hopefully everyone will be there by 7:30. Surprisingly, Vivian was there at Gizelle's event, which was a nice surprise to Gizelle because that's Karen's friend, and Jacqueline was there too. So all the other ladies are on their way to Karen's event in this little van. None of them really know what she's winning. They just know that she's winning something. Stacey, for one, is confused as to why she invited them the same day. So as they're in the van, they FaceTime Ashley to tell her that they will probably make it to Gizelle's event at about 8:30. But Ashley says, listen, the event ends at 9. Like, y'all need to get here earlier. So Ashley then goes to tell Gizelle, I just got a call from the ladies. They said that they'll make it by 8:30, but I told them to try and get here at 8. Gizelle says, that is effing rude. They need to not even come. So another thing. Turns out that the reason why Jacqueline is not at Karen's event is because she wasn't in the group thing when Karen sent out the invitation. So then when the ladies get to Karen's event, they say hi, hello, congratulations. But because Ashley told them that they need to get there soon, they decide to go ahead and leave. Wendy and Kriana, though, are the ones that decide to stay there for the whole event because they really want to see Karen get her award. But the other ones decide to get back in the van and go over to Gizelle's event. When they get there, Gizelle kicks them out. She don't even say hi. As they're walking through the door, it killed me to see Mia coming in trying to say hello. Gizelle's like, no, get out. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. And you know what? You want to know something? I remember when this was filming, a report coming out saying Gizelle Bryant kicks everyone from her party. And it makes a lot of sense now. So that was the end of the episode. Listen, I'm going to have to be totally honest with y'all. I'm kind of on Gizelle's side. Listen, if I made an event, especially an event that's very serious and personal to me, and then my friend... So you guys already know about my event. Y'all been knowing about it for a while. Then my friend, that same day, texts you guys and says, come to my event first, and y'all go. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to be a little mad at you guys because y'all are supposed to come to my event. Now, granted, they did get there, so we got to give them credit, but I think she was just so mad and probably, to be honest, a little hurt. But I can't wait to see how this will turn out next week, because they cut it right then and there. But you guys, let me know your thoughts about this episode. Are you on Karen's side or are you on Gizelle's side? Please let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. You have a great one. Bye.